Hey gang, it's time once again for the Mexican Minute from La Paz, Baja, Mexico. Got another huge fishing gallery for you and all the details coming up. Stay tuned. Well, hey gang, how you doing? Jonathan here for Tailhunter Sportfishing, and it's time once again for the Mexican Minute La Paz video fishing report, coming to you from La Paz, Baja, Mexico, and covering all of the fishing action for our Tailhunter sport fishing fleet down here in La Paz. Hope you're doing well wherever you are. Thank you for checking in. Thank you for spending time with us. And please do us a big favor. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, a like, and don't forget to subscribe. Well, early morning here in La Paz, Baja, Mexico, and just put out all of our boats. Put out our Las Arenas boats over at, going to Las Arenas about 4:15 this morning. Then our La Paz boats went out about 6 o'clock and just put out our divers and snorkelers. And then just sent folks out to the airport as well with full ice chests. We had another really good week. Take a look at the fishing gallery. If you want to just shut me off and just go straight to the fishing gallery, that will tell you pretty much all you need to know. Just like last week, I think I've got one of the largest fishing galleries I've ever had in all the years I've been doing the fish reports and the Mexican Minute. I will tell you, it wasn't full-blown, it wasn't full turbo. I won't give it a 9 or a 10, but I'll give it a good solid 6.5 or 7. Everybody caught fish. There were times when a boat was slow, and there were times when their fishing was a little slow here and there, but the thing is, most folks come down here and they fish 2, 3, 4 days or more. If you have an off day, or you're that one boat that just doesn't hit the spot, or you break off or whatever, you just don't get bitten, don't have a great day, I guarantee the other days are usually going to make up for it. And even if you don't catch maybe the fish that you're looking for, or you're not catching the fish that you want to necessarily bring home, there's still a lot of action. You add in, heaven forbid, the needlefish, but the parga, the bonito, and the jack crevalle, they're all very tough fighting fish. You know, we've still got, here we are already almost July, and we're still catching cold water fish. So there's still a lot of species. I counted 14 different species that we caught this week. Yes, there's still yellowtail here. They're big horse yellowtail. Most of those are being caught with our La Paz fleet north of the city. And they're horses, they're pigs. They are 20 to 40 pound fish. And in those same areas, we're losing bigger fish. Or, you know, some of my captains are saying there's probably some big grouper and some big amberjack down there. I mean, hey, they're busting off 60 and 80 pound tests in the same areas that we're catching these big yellowtail. But I will tell you that, you know, I keep thinking that the yellowtail bite has gone on longer than it normally is. Normally we should be in warm water. We should be catching warm water species like the tuna, the billfish, the dorado. But every time I keep thinking that the yellowtail season is done, here we are almost July, we're still catching these yellowtail. We catch a couple more and I think, well, they're still hanging out. Nobody's complaining about them by all means, but I really this time honestly think that the yellowtail bite that has been so fantastic is really kind of on the wane. If you look at the pictures, you're going to see more dorado. More dorado are showing up every day. Most of these are the schoolie-sized fish. The last couple of years after COVID, we were deep into the dorado. Some of the best dorado fishing that I've seen in the 30 years we've been down here. By April, May, we were just thick with dorado. This year, not so much. The waters are still, although they are in the almost 80 degrees on the surface, down deep, the waters 20, 30 feet, 40 feet down below, there's a thermocline where the waters are dropping another 5 to 10 degrees. And I think that's what's holding the yellowtail, the amberjack, and some of the other colder water species. But we are getting, if you look at the photos this week, we are getting more dorado. Most of these are schoolie-sized fish, 5 to about 10 pounds, but some larger, 15, 20, 25, and the occasional 40-pounder, but most of those big fish are getting lost. But we're seeing more of those. We also got a better marlin bite. They were kind of hanging out for a couple weeks, and then, you know, as I say so often, as the water's getting warmer, the marlin will come up on the surface, and they're just sitting there. They're just sunning themselves. There's nothing you can do to get them to bite. You can throw every lure, every bait. You can run over them with the boat, and they're just not interested. Well, this week, We had some good biters. I mean, we had one boat go out and they hooked 5 fish. They had 3 on at one time, and 2 guys trying to hold on to 3 fish. It was hilariously good fun. They released 4 out of the 5 fish. The other fish that they could not release, they donated the meat. But we're also catching some other marlin and sailfish as well. Most of these are incidental catches. A lot of folks don't want to hook one of those. It's a lot of energy. Most guys are releasing them, so they'd really rather fill their ice chest with some of the other species. But as I said, the waters are getting warmer. We are seeing more billfish biting these days for both our Las Arenas and our La Paz fleets. Other species, still getting some Pargo, still getting Cabrilla, still getting Sierra, still looking at amberjack. Like I said, the yellowtail are still there. About the only species we have not seen in the last couple of weeks are the tuna. Now, that doesn't mean they're not out there. We just haven't hooked any, or we haven't landed any. Now, the commercial guys are telling me there are some at the north end as well as the south end of Cerralvo Island. And I have had some friends that are local fishermen that have gone out on their own and hooked a couple of the football-sized fish. But some of the local commercial fishermen have told me that they've seen some bigger fish in the 50 to 100 pound class. So, like I said, if you just look at the fishing report, if you look at the fishing gallery, that's going to tell you pretty much all you need to know. Roosterfish, yes, big, mean, pig-sized roosterfish. Again, look at the gallery. We had some folks coming down this last week and the week before who just want roosterfish, not interested in anything else. And thank gosh, we got some nice fish. The 50 to 100 pounders are here. Some larger ones are being lost. We do have the world record from down here, 115 pounds. And we've released larger ones over the years, 120s, 130s, 150-pound roosterfish. Most of the big ones we're catching right now, it's all we can handle anyway. I mean, you hook a 50 to 100-pound roosterfish, and it's going to bust you up. It's going to break your back, your line, everything else. A lot of fun, but if you look at the photos again, you'll see some of the big roosterfish we caught. All of them are being released. Other than that, I'll tell you, it's warm down here, but it's still a little bit chilly in the morning. It can be a little breezy, a little bit bumpy. So if you're coming down in the next week or so, make sure you bring a light windbreaker, a Pendleton, a sweatshirt, or something you can take off later, because in a few hours, it gets blazing hot. It's been in the high 90s, low hundreds, and the humidity is coming up. So bring a hat, bring sunglasses, bring that sunscreen. But in the mornings, it's still a little chilly, so make sure you're protected. Anyway, I'm Jonathan for the Mexican Minute. I'm going to keep it real short. I got some other folks to get to the airport right now. So hang on. Look at the fishing gallery. It'll tell you all you need to know. I'm sorry this is so rushed, but God bless. Thank you for hanging with us. Thanks for spending time with us. Take care of each other. We'll catch you next week. I'm Jonathan for the Mexican Minute.